So Resident Evil Requiem, as expected, got on a Metacritic 88%, which is pretty good. To have 88 on Metacritic, that's pretty good. And I was looking at the reviews. Everyone gave it a 9, nothing less than 9, I think. 9 out of 10. And that's all fine and dandy. Look, people ask me always about the reviews, like, what do you think about the reviews? Well, you have to understand reviews are people's opinions. But you also got to understand a couple of other things that you have to take in consideration. Who's reviewing it? Do they get a free copy of the game? Do they have a good partnership with the Capcom? Do they want to keep a good partnership? Are they playing a favoritism because of who it is? It's a big franchise. And of course, if you're an IGN and you know it's a Capcom, it's a big franchise, Resident Evil, you want to keep a good relationship with the company, right? So you're going to say great things. But I also heard some people say the game is short. They say it's fun. Okay, you play as these two different characters, Leon S. Kennedy and Grace Ashcroft. Long story short, it's basically Grace Ashcroft. We find out in the beginning of the game that her mother died in this hotel. And then years later, when she becomes an FBI agent, Grace Ashcroft, when she becomes an FBI agent, she's given the case by her superior FBI agent to go and look at a murder that happened in the same hotel where her mother died, right? So he gives her the case. She goes in to check this hotel, this place, and she meets this guy who kidnaps her. He has like a disfigured face or something. Almost looks like a Mr. X, but not Mr. X, but like a kind of weird, like almost like the guy from the Silence of the Lambs, you know, you know what I'm talking about. And she gets kidnapped, right? And now, you know, the FBI superiors are worried, like, what happened to Grace? She hasn't reported to me. So they assigned Leon S. Kennedy to go in and investigate, and that's where the story really takes place. Okay, and then Leon goes in, and they cross paths, they meet each other, and they work with each other to escape this haunted, infested, with weird creatures hotel. And I think that's where the story really kind of takes place. So we're going to find out who this guy is and what the connections are to her mother. Does it have something to do with the umbrella? Does it have something to do with what happened in Raccoon City? So after hotel, do they go to a Raccoon City? I think I know that they go to Raccoon City after hotel. So I have heard everyone praising this game, and what they're praising mostly is the gameplay. Everyone's saying, well, the gameplay, it's really cool, it's a very unique gameplay, the graphics and gameplay are top notch. Now, granted, that's all, to me, that's all fine and dandy. You know, Resident Evil 4 has fantastic graphics and a gameplay, but what made Resident Evil 4 stand out, it was the story. You know, I'm not so focused on just the graphics and the gameplay. I know the graphics will look good. I know the gameplay will be good. But there has to be a substance. To me, there has to be a story. When I look at Resident Evil 7, in Resident Evil 7, there's a substance. That there's a story there, which I have talked about yesterday. When I look at Resident Evil 2, I just didn't feel like that the story was really like that would keep me at the edge of my seat. I felt like, you know, you do a lot of back and forth, only to meet Ada, and then Ada tells you this is Umbrella, screw up Umbrella, blah, 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 created this, and that. And this Mr. X is the creation of Umbrella, blah, 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 right? And all of that just to find out that, you know, that it's all Umbrella's, you know, creation. So I don't know. Here's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, it's fine and dandy that everyone's giving a great review on Resident Evil Requiem. That's all fine and dandy. I expected, I told you, it will get great reviews because it's Resident Evil. Regardless, it will get a great review because it's Resident Evil. It's a huge franchise that spans from 30 years, since 1996, 1997, 30 years ago, right? So it's a huge franchise. And I knew that it was going to get great reviews. However, I still like to try it myself. Give me a demo. Let me try it. Because reviews really doesn't do anything for me. People say, how come you don't get excited? Because it's the reviews. And I don't know if these people are getting paid to say what they got to say. I don't know if they got a free copy. Hey, here's a free copy of the game. But please, give us a decent score so we can continue giving you more free copies in the future. Obviously, you don't want to lose a good relationship with Capcom, so you can get all of these Resident Evil games in the future. This is just common sense, okay? So I don't know how honest these individuals are when they are reviewing the game. If they had to pay for the game $70, then they would be honest. It's hard for a person to be honest about a game if they receive the product for free. If you pay for a product, then you're like, hold on, I paid how much for this, and I'm not so sure if I'm getting my money's worth, right? Then you can have a genuine review of the game from that person's perspective. But when somebody's is given a free copy, it's hard for me to sadly, there's a lot of shills out there. And it's YouTube is a big business. It's a money maker. A lot of people are working on YouTube because it's easy way to make money, right? Instead of working 9 to 5 job, you sit home, turn on the camera, press record, and you get all these free goodies. You get all the free good stuff. So of course you're going to shill. There's no question about that. I'm just being honest about it. Me, I don't. I didn't shill. Even when I got my LG TV, I didn't shill for it. I didn't. I told LG I will be completely honest about what I'm experiencing, and I did. I was completely honest. Even when somebody would gift me a game, I would be completely honest about it. I would not justify it. So that's why I don't really get all hyped about these reviews. Oh God, everyone's saying it's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. I'm not like one of those ants like everybody else, mind hive ants. Just because some guy says it's a masterpiece doesn't mean it's a masterpiece for you. Maybe you won't think it's masterpiece. Maybe you will say, hey, I don't think this is a masterpiece. Because everyone's different. Okay? Just because I tell you this is a masterpiece, maybe it won't be a masterpiece for you. Maybe you will not enjoy it. Maybe you will say, hey, maybe this is not a masterpiece for me. So everyone's different, I have recommended movies. I have recommended TV shows and video games to other people, and they tell me, it's okay. Like I remember recommending Frankenstein to my brother to watch on Netflix. And I thought Frankenstein was a masterpiece. But he thought it was decent. You see, we're all different, okay? So that's why I don't get caught up in this whole reviewing, Metacritics, all this nonsense. Give me a demo, dude. I like to try things out for myself, man. I like to try video games for myself. I don't get caught up. This is what I said to you guys about 2026. I have this new rule of thumb. This new rule of thumb is I don't care about the reviews until I try the game. I will not talk about the game until I try it. I don't care if it's 100 on a Metacritic. I don't care if it's a masterpiece, 10 out of 10 everywhere else on the reviews. I don't care. I want to try it myself, and I think that's what you guys want to know. Well, what about Mr. 4K? We would get it. Everybody's saying it's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. What about Mr. 4K? What does he think? Maybe some of you value my opinion of what I think, you know. So, but this again goes back to my point, so I can end this video. Release the demo. And I don't know why Capcom did not release the demo. Why don't you release the demo tomorrow? Okay, the game is out. What's the problem now? Release the demo. Let us try it. Let me try it. Let me see for myself. Let everyone see for themselves if it's truly this masterpiece. This masterpiece. Village was different. We already played Village a month in advance. We already knew that it was going to be great. Resident Evil 7, we played a month in advance. We already knew that Resident Evil 7 was going to be great because we played the demo. Same thing with the Village. We played the demo. Same thing with this Resident Evil 4. We played the demo a month in advance, so we knew that it was going to be great. That was an easy pre-order. But with this whole Requiem, it's just all this hyping, man. I never like it. I never like this whole hype, and then all the reviews are great, and then you find out when you buy it, when you play it, man, it's not all that. It's not as this masterpiece as everyone is claiming it to be. And this is just the way I operate. This is just my way of thinking, my way of approaching these games, because I've been a gamer for 47 years, man. It's not my first rodeo, and that's why I look at games in a different perspective. Give me the demo, man. If you think you got something substantially great, give me the demo. Let me see it for myself. Demo means everything to me. Demo will convince me whether or not I want to purchase this. You know? But I can't just fall into this trap of, ooh, Metacritic 88 and everybody's giving it a, you know, praise as a masterpiece. No. I want to try it myself. Okay? And they used to do demos, but now they stopped. They did a demo on every game. They did a demo on Resident Evil 5. They did a demo on Resident Evil 6. And all of these demos they did. You know, but for some reason, they stopped doing it on the Requiem. Especially for Nintendo Switch, too. You would think they would give you a demo on a Nintendo Switch, too. I don't know. I think Capcom is changing. There's some kind of a shift going on with Capcom as well. I mean, you know. But anyway, this is just my opinion. But what about you? Have you played it? What do you think? I mean, by the time you see this video, I'm sure you will be playing the game. The game will be already out. Tomorrow's Friday, the 27th. So, anyway, you let me know. What do you think? Thank you for watching.